What do you plan to do with that worthless farm? Don't stand next to us. Strangers would think our family actually accepts you.
Father was senile in his old age, adopting an outsider at 60, letting her take a share of the estate.
Last will and testament reading. The division of Bankrate Group assets is as follows. Group shares, 47.5% to the eldest son, Philip Bankrate, 47.5% the eldest daughter, Irene Bankrate. The adopted daughter, Claire, receives only 5%.
5% is not a gift. It's a chain to keep me tied down.
Find it, and you will finally stand firm. Find it, and you will finally stand firm.
Young lady, you're a new face. I've never seen you around town. Are you a bankful? That's right, I am. So you're the adopted girl the old recluse took in? I came all the way here to take over and look after this farm. Look after the farm? That patch of wasteland isn't worth the trouble at all. The soil is barren, and the water's no good. Forget raising livestock. Even wild rattlesnakes think the place is too desolate to stick around. To others, this is just wasteland. But it means something different to me. What meaning could it have? That place has sat empty for over half a year since the old man passed. Everyone goes out of their way to avoid it. You're a city girl. You won't survive the sandstorms and wild animals out here. I'll get used to it in time. I plan to stay here long term and take care of the place. There's only a handful of shops in town. Feel free to stop by whenever you need supplies. If you run into trouble like coyotes or bad windstorms, you can always ask us locals for advice. Thanks. I appreciate it. What meaning could it have? That place has sat empty for over half a year since the old man passed. Hello, this is the dedicated office line for Philip West. How may I assist you? Hello, I'm his sister. I'm staying at a cabin in the mountains right now. The roof is leaking, the pipes are clogged, and there are coyotes around at night. I really don't know what to do. I'm afraid Mr. West is in a closed-door executive meeting right now. He does not take personal calls during meetings. You may leave your name and the reason for your call, and I will pass it along after the meeting. You don't need to log it. Just tell him I'm his sister. It's urgent. I have literally no one else to turn to. Ma'am, according to our archived records of Mr. West's family members, there is no entry for a sister. Mr. West does not have a sister. Are you sure you have the right number or the right person? Hello, I'm his sister. I'm staying at a cabin in the mountains right now. Afterwards, I set out to explore this land in earnest. One day, I made my way to the easternmost barn. I squeezed inside, looking for anything that might still be usable. Wind poured through the holes in the walls, kicking up dust from the floor. Then I noticed a patch of ground in the barn that like the bed of a dried-up stream. I knelt down and dug away the dirt around the crack with my bare hands. The soil was sluice, like it had been dug up and filled back in before. I dug for a while until my fingers hit something hard, like part of some creature's skeleton. I'm no paleontologist, but I've watched enough documentaries. This is a fossil. I brought the fossil back to the farmhouse, cleaned it off, and took photos with my phone. I emailed the photos to the public inbox of the geology department at the University of Oregon with one line. Could you tell me what kind of fossil this is? The professor wrote, "This is a bone fragment of Prehistoric mammal. Could you tell me where you found it?" He said he'd like to come see the site in person, if that would be all right. I hesitated for a beat. It wasn't that I didn't want him to come. Legally, it is an asset of the Banker family. But right now, I'm the property manager. I decided to take the gamble. But right now, I'm the property manager. I decided to take the gamble. The day Professor Harris arrived, the weather was perfect. He brought 2 graduate students with him. They drove all the way from Eugene, a 5-hour trip.
We've had our eye on this area through satellite imagery for a long time. The geological structure here is extraordinary. It's a classic Plictone sedimentary deposit site. But we never got permission to access it. This property is privately owned by your family.
He glanced at me, and there was a fire in his eyes. I'd seen that same light in my father's eyes.
Claire, do you have any idea what this is? This is a perfectly preserved Pleistocene fossil bed, mammalian remains. Fossils from this period are extremely rare on the West Coast, which means there could be an entire, intact skeleton down there.
How much is it worth?
The value of science isn't measured in dollars. But if you're asking about market value, a complete Pleistocene mammal skeleton can fetch anywhere from millions to tens of millions at auction. Here are our proposed terms. Our museum team will handle all excavation, identification, and restoration. All unearthed fossils remain the property of the land manager, Claire. The museum retains permanent rights to create replicas, conduct research, and display reproductions for public benefit. This is our standard cooperation agreement.
I can agree to the standard terms, but I have one non-negotiable bottom line. Full, 100% ownership of all original fossils belongs to me personally. Permanently excluded from Bankbrick family communal property. This must be written into the legal agent and notarized.
This will require verification of land title records. The process will be delayed.
I've already completed the title filing. It's legally componable. I won't negotiate on this bottom line. Sign it now or I terminate all survey cooperation immediately. The estimated scale of the fossil discovery. Is this the first prehistoric paleontology find in the region?
The formation holds massive reserves. It's a top-tier prehistoric fossil site for the entire state, with enormous development value.
Professor, this is exactly the site.
Claire, you've got some nerve. That wasteland is communal property of the Banklow family. Everything buried under it legally belongs to the family. What gives you the right to sign a deal with the museum behind our backs? Who authorized you?
Philip, tell your fancy lawyers to brush up on local land law. Oregon Real Estate Statute Section 117. The long-term acting property manager holds priority disposal priors to subsurface minerals and paleontological fossils, separate from nominal family communal title.
When did the quiet, obedient little sister learn to memorize laws and scheme against me?
You planned this all along, didn't you? Hoarding the fossils for yourself behind the family's back.
Didn't start scheming. You and Irene have controlled me for over a decade, drained every benefit from my name. This is just self-defense.
Don't forget, your insurance, property records, local credit, everything's tied to the family.
You can't win against Irene and me.
See you in court.
Daddy, I'll take care of the wasteland and take care of myself. One day I won't have to do everything Philip and Irene say.
You never left me a barren field. You left me the only card I need to break free from the Bankrith chains.
Assemble our top property lawyers. File a title lawsuit immediately. At any cost, seize those wasteland fossils from Claire and bring them back to the family.
We should have put her in her place long ago. This time, leave her with nothing.
The excavation dragged on for months. Professor Harris and his team pulled countless fossils from the sediment beneath the barn. Saber-toothed cats, ground sloths, ancient beetle, and a nearly complete dire wolf skeleton. I showed up every day, brushing off dirt and hauling crates. Professor Harris taught me to identify bones, date fossils, and protect fragile specimens. I went from a total amateur to someone who could read a STEM agronomy profile.
Have you ever considered studying paleontology?
I studied business administration. My father made me, said it would help me run the company. Too bad the company doesn't need me to run it.
Then what do you want to do?
I want to buy the company, not just guard it for my father, make it mine. That night, I opened my laptop at the cottage. On the weak signal, I looked up the Ramley business's finances. Philip and Irene were running it into the ground. They knew nothing about the food industry and refused to learn. The company lost money year after year. Supplier payments dragged on longer and longer, and bank loans had been refinanced 3 times. If I wait until they can't hold on any longer, I can buy the company at a rock-bottom price with the fossil money. Not to steal it, to save it. Save the workers, the suppliers, the company my father built. Just not Philip and Irene. The first batch of fossils was acquired by the museum. I hired a lawyer to investigate the true situation of the Bankberg family business. The lawyer's report shocked me. Philip mortgaged corporate assets, burdening the company with unnecessary debt. If the bank recalled the loan, the company would go bankrupt soon. I can help you, but I want 47.5% of the company's shares.
By the Sundal and Q for your failed in Lee that. You're dreaming.
I'm giving you a choice. Sell me the shares and leave with the money, or watch the company go bankrupt and get nothing.
Claire, I accept your terms.
You win. But you will never be a Bunkrin. I don't need to be. I have my own name. Yes, I'm the adopted daughter everyone knows. And now, I am your new boss. I have 3 plans. First, pay off all back wages and supplier debts. Second, terminate all investments unrelated to organic food main business. Third, turn every factory worker into a formal shareholder. Not stock options, real shares. I am not a capitalist. I am running an experiment to decentralize power from the few to the many. This company was built by the hard work of its senior employees. They deserve to own it. I am not giving charity. I am returning what belongs to them. Several times, staring at the numbers, I thought the company might not survive the month, but I never gave up. Dilemmas test perseverance, and hope always hides in persistence. Because I was not alone. Worker shareholders took the initiative to postpone dividends, and some even lent their personal savings to the company.
Claire, we're not helping you. We're helping ourselves. You gave us the company, so it belongs to all of us now.
I practically lived in the factory back then. I packed products with workers by day, settled accounts with the finance team at night, and visited clients with the sales team on weekends. This steadiness is 10,000 times more real than the joy I felt in high heels at Manhattan Fashion Week dinners. Jalling is near Yeodownyan. Professor Harris later helped me sell the rest of their sows the fossils to several museums and private collectors. Philip and Irene took the money from their sold shares. One went to Florida, and the other to Europe. We never contacted each other again. I do not hate them, nor do I forgive them. They simply erased themselves on love from my life, just as they once tried to erase me. I walked to the barn and the pit where we unearthed the fossils. It has been filled in, but I know there are treasures buried beneath. Professor Harris said it may take a long time to dig out all the fossils. I told him there was no rush. The land and time will always be here. I left the key to the professor, allowing him to bring students of science. Just like my father passed this wasteland down to me. Jalling is near Yeodownyan. Business finally got back on track. Our signature products are organic dried blueberries and wild honey, all sourced from local family farms. I never haggle with suppliers and sign long-term Huswell contracts with annual market-based price adjustments. Making a smaller profit won't kill us, but if our suppliers can't survive, we have nothing to sell. This isn't kindness, it's business. Soon, the company's revenue doubled. I re-ended among W's chance. I split half the profit among worker shareholders and reinvested the other half. Because you guys are family. It took me several years to turn the Banco Down family business into one of the largest organic food processing plants in the western United States.
Costco and Amazon. The company's valuation rose from $12 million at the time of acquisition to $73 million. My personal net worth has surpassed 40 times that. There is a young worker named Miguel. His parents are Mexican immigrant farm pickers. He was just 20 years old when he joined our factory as a packaging worker on the production line. Later, he used his dividends to buy a small...
Claire, my parents have picked blueberries all their lives and lived in shacks all their lives. Now they have a home of their own. Thank you.
I began to accept media interviews. Fortune fronters published a report titled From Wasteland to Throne, How an Adopted Daughter Revitalized the Family Business. But I corrected one statement in the interview. It wasn't from a wasteland. It was about standing on the shoulders of giants. I didn't stage a comeback. I took over a business no one wanted and revitalized it. It wasn't just me who made it thrive. It was 100.
Philip started a new company in Florida, but it went under quickly. He got sued by creditors, and although he avoided criminal charges, he was put on the local business community's dishonest list, making him unable to serve as a director or executive for any company anymore. Sound effects. Light wind, distant empty street with faint traffic noise, rusty sign creaking softly. Eileen married a man 20 years older than her in Europe, got divorced after marrying, and stayed abroad by herself, and we rarely hear any news about her anymore.
Sometimes I wonder, if my parents hadn't adopted me back then, where would I be right now? Maybe it wouldn't have made any difference.
During the Pleistocene, the climate fluctuations were extreme, which directly impacted the survival of many species.
So the fruits we're eating now, were they available back then?
No. What you eat is what you grow yourselves. That's the real miracle.
I built a small fossil exhibition room next to the farmhouse. It's not open to the public. Only staff members and their families are allowed to visit. It houses several fossil replicas I kept. The original specimens have all been sent to the museum. Labels are posted beside each replica, stating the discoverer, date of discovery, and the fossil's scientific significance. My name appears on every single label. This isn't showing off, it's a record. A record of all the days I spent out here on this barren land. A record of how I dug more than just bones out of the earth, little by little. I dug myself out, too.
Auntie, is this a big dog?
No, it's not a big dog. It's a dire wolf. It lived more than 10,000 years ago. It was bigger than the largest dog and fiercer than the meanest wolf, but it's already extinct.
Why did they go extinct?
Because the climate changed, the prey it liked became scarce, and it failed to adapt.
Curadederda she join you nailing Bafu, then we need to adapt.
I smiled. A 7-year-old kid, just something adults take years to figure out.
Claire, you know what? When you first arrived, everyone in town thought you wouldn't last 3 months. Now you're the most famous person here.
I'm not famous. I've broken free from my cage.
Why did they go extinct?
Because the climate changed. The word cage came to me when I'd been living in the farmhouse for 3 months. Back then I suffered from insomnia every night, feeling exiled to the very end of the world. There was no internet, no life, and no one to talk to. Later I realized the real cage wasn't that wasteland, but the identity of the Bankenbrock adopted daughter. I thought what I needed to protect was the land my father left me, but in truth, the one I needed to guard was myself. Yet this tiny speck can shine. While its light lasts, it can illuminate something.
Claire, we can rename the company later. Drop the Bankroad surname and use yours instead, cutting all ties with the past for good.
I said no. Bankroad is father's surname. Was he unkind to me? No, he was good. He adopted me, gave me an education, and left me a plot of land. Without that land, I wouldn't be who I am today. I keep this surname not because I belong to it, but because it belongs to me. Yet this tiny speck can shine.
By chance, I received a letter mailed from Florida. It was from Philip. After his company collapsed, he scraped by doing odd jobs and lived in a rundown trailer in town. The letter was short with messy handwriting, as if he'd rewritten it many times before finalizing it.
Claire, I don't beg for your forgiveness. I just need to tell you that I had a bitter argument with Father in his hospital room during the final month of his life. He wanted to leave you more shares and I opposed it. Father uttered one like me than you are. To this day, I never understood why he said that. But I think I finally get it now.
I spread the trust papers across the table and read them dozens of times. I neither cried nor smiled. All I could ponder was what I would have turned into if Father had left me the bulk of the shares all those years ago. I would have stayed on at the company, tangled in vicious infighting with Philip and Irene, worn to the bone by endless lawsuits brought by their lawyers. Not getting those shares was Father's greatest protection for me. He sent me out to that barren land, forcing me to grow my own roots.
By chance, I received a letter mailed from Florida.
I made up my mind to burn the letter, not to destroy evidence, but to clear out that room in my heart crammed full of old, forgotten baggage. I lit the letter papers in the farmhouse fireplace. Flames devoured Philip's handwriting, turning all his regret, confusion, and belated avulges to ash together. There was no anger left in those cumbers, only a sourness long past it. The grassland outside the window blazed gold and crimson under the sunset glow. It suddenly struck me that Philip, Irene, and Father were all woven into that scene, not as tangible people, but the marks they left etched across my life. Some scars run deep, others faint, some bring pain, others warmth. Yet every single one is a part of me. I cannot cast any of them aside, lose even one, that I cease to be whole. That autumn, I traveled to Florida to see Philip. I didn't go to make peace. I just wanted to witness with my own eyes what had become of him.
What are you doing here?
I came to see you, not because I've forgiven you, but because I wanted you to know I'm doing well. You handed the company back to me, and I've built something with it. Things you could never accomplish. It's not that you lacked the ability. You poured all your energy into resenting me. I poured mine into nurturing and growing things. He said nothing. His eyes turned red. I turned and left, and there was no sound of a door closing behind me. I just wanted to witness with my own eyes what had become of him. After coming back from Florida, I visited Father's grave. The old oak has grown taller, with a new lightning scar on its trunk, but it's still alive, its branches thick with leaves. Sunlight filters through the leaves, falling on the back of my hand in small, bright patches.
I have so many things to tell you. How I found the fossil, how I negotiated with the museum, how I acquired the company, how I turned the workers into shareholders. You raised a good daughter. Not the best, but good enough. Our judgment was never wrong. You just left too early to see the result. The wind died, and the leaves fell silent. A low cow moo drifts from deep in the prairie. I stood up, brushed the dirt off my pants, and walked to my car. It stood there, as if Father were still standing there. I'll come back next time. You raised a good daughter. Not the best, but good enough.
In the 5th year of running the company, a multinational corporation wanted to acquire us, offering $120 million. The price is tempting, but on one condition. After the acquisition, all shares will be concentrated in the parent company, and employee shares will be forcibly repurchased.
120 million?
That's a huge sum!
They can't take our shares! What do we do now? Listen to me, everyone. We pulled this company back from the dead together. When Claire gave us shares, some thought she was a fool, others thought she was a saint. She is neither. She is someone who believes in us. Now someone is paying to buy our trust. Will you sell it?
I won't sell. This isn't just a job for me. It's home. Whoever wants to sell can go ahead. I won't. I won't sell.
I stood at the door, watching all this, tears rolling down my face. Not from being moved, but from relief. They have learned to stand up for themselves. Not from being moved, but from relief. We turned down the multinationals acquisition. When the news got out, National Business Review covered us again. The headline was it, "A Currency That Will Not Sell." Why won't you sell? Because this company doesn't belong to me alone. It belongs to 120 people. I have no right to decide for them. If they choose not to sell, then we won't. Do you regret sharing the shares with them? If you hadn't, you could have kept the 120 million all to yourself. If I hadn't shared the shares back then, I might never have made it this far. I couldn't have gotten through the hardest days alone. We stood together through it all. 120 million can't buy that history.
Look, we're in the paper! A company that won't sell, that's us! Hell yeah! You're not just an adopted daughter anymore. You're our matriarch.
Matriarch?
Yes, matriarch. Leading us all, guarding this land, feeding our families. Isn't that greater than being a bankurin lady?
I couldn't have gotten through the hardest days alone. The fossil excavation never stopped. Professor Harris' students came and went, but he came twice a year to dig in person. He was already in his 70s, his back slightly hunched, but the hand holding the geological hammer was as steady as ever.
Claire, you know, you're the only non-professional I've ever met who knows Pleistocothoraxum better than professionals.
That's because I live here. I see it every day.
No, it's because you have curiosity. Curiosity matters more than a degree.
My final project before retirement will be a special exhibition of all the fossils we've unearthed from this land, titled Bankwok Bad Years. It will be held at the Oregon Museum of Natural History. Would you mind us using the Bankwok name?
Not at all. This land bears the Bancroft name. I am its keeper. Not of ownership, but of the right to tell its stories.
On the opening day, I went to the museum. The direwolf skeleton stood at the hall's center, lit by spotlights, casting a huge shadow on the floor. It ran across this prairie, chased prey, raised its young, then died one day, buried by sediment, turned to stone. 10,000 years later, a woman rejected by her family dug it up and used it to rebirth a company. The chain sounds impossible, but it happened because I chose not to give up. It ran across this prairie, chased prey.
Are you Miss Bankery? The woman who discovered the fossils?
Yes, that's me. I looked a mess in the photo, messy hair and mud all over my face, but my eyes were glowing. That light could never be recaptured in photos taken years later. It was the gaze of a discoverer, someone who had nothing but hope. Now I'll see that photo every time I walk by. A reminder, you once had nothing, yet you were never worthless.
Claire, have you ever thought about getting married?
I'm already married to this company.
Then you could at least think about finding a boyfriend.
Maybe when I have free time.
The lone woman who once hunted fossils alone now lives a quiet rural life. Simple warmth outweighs all fame and fortune. You once had nothing, yet you were never worthless. Once the company stabilized, I started a new project. I built a small vocational training school beside the factory, teaching trades to young people without college degrees, electrician work, welding, farm machinery repair, all free of charge. Students only need to attend classes regularly and work locally for 2 years after graduation. It's not a binding contract, just a way to stop young talent from leaving town. Fewer and fewer young people stay in town. They all leave for big cities. If we want them to stay, we need to give them skills, jobs, and hope.
Claire, could you figure out what he's good at?
What skills have you before learned?
I don't know how to do anything.
We'll start from scratch. Do you want to learn electrician work or welding?
Welding.
Okay. You're much better with words than your brother.
I love how metal melts under high heat and solidifies again. It's like certain stages of life. Broken, yet you can piece it back together.
A free vocational school changed the fate of local youth, and the small town finally held onto its young generation.
This is the first savings I've earned. I want to donate it to fossil research. Those bones you dug up changed your life. I want to help those bones get noticed too.
You don't have to donate money. Dedicating yourself to your work is the greatest respect you can give those fossils.
No, this is something I truly want to do.
Please pass my thanks to Jose. He's a wonderful young man.
He is more than a good boy. He is the future of our factory. I finally realized what truly brings me joy is not money, stock shares, or fossils. It's the bonds I share with every person around me. Miguel buying a small house for his parents, Jose donating his hard-earned savings, old John calling me our leader in the cafeteria. These things outlast any fortune, forged slowly over time. Wealth and fossils will fade away. Only sincere kindness between Ren can last forever. Old John calling me our leader in the cafeteria. "10 years ago, I drove a beat-up pickup truck out to this wasteland. I had no idea how long I'd stay here, nor that dire wolf bones lay buried beneath this ground. I only knew my father sent me, so I came. Later, I realized Father didn't send me to guard this land. He sent me to guard all of you. You are far more valuable than fossils. Bones are lifeless, but you are alive. You eat, sing, argue, and forgive. You are the most extraordinary people I have ever known."
You're the most extraordinary one of all!
I'm not extraordinary. I'm just the luckiest one. I was lucky to have my father, Professor Harris, and every single one of you. Without all of you, I would be nothing. Thank you. She came chasing fossils 10 years ago, yet in the end she chose to stay and guard this small town, holding hope for countless ordinary people. I'm not extraordinary. I'm just the luckiest one.
Claire, if your father were alive and saw how you turned this wasteland into a thriving place, what would he think of you?
I think he would say he should have let me follow my dreams sooner.
No, he'd brag to everyone that his daughter is 10,000 times better than his useless son.
Uncle John, don't say that. All he wanted was for us to live well, not to compete over who's better.
Claire, what are your plans for the future? Will you stay here running the farm and factory forever?
Thank you. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll leave. But before I go, I'll hand everything over to someone reliable.
Then, have you figured out who you'll entrust it to?
Take a guess. But before I go, I'll hand everything over to someone reliable. I'm transferring 5% of the company's shares to you. The price will be calculated at market value with intri indris pace.
Why are you willing to give me this chance?
You were the first person to say you wouldn't sell this land. You deserve to be its owner.
Sorry for smudging the documents with my tears.
It's fine. The writing will still be clear once the ink dries.
Thank you.
No need to get so emotional. You'll have countless farm and factory trivial affairs to help me handle from now on.
I will never let you down.
Father, I've obtained the shares you never gave me in another way. Not from your hand, but from my own. Not from your hand, but from my own.
Claire, I'm retiring soon. This gift is for you.
Professor, you don't need to get me a special gift.
This is a slice of dire wolf femur. You can still see traces of bone cells under a microscope.
It's preserved perfectly.
These lives vanished over for 10,000 years ago, yet the marks they left endure forever. Humans are the same. Time may blur what we've done, but the impact we leave never fades.
Time stretches long, while life is short. But within my fleeting lifetime, I can create something people will remember 10,000 years from now.
Time may blur what we've done, but the impact we leave never fades. Don't you want to make it onto the list of wealthy people?
No. The list I want to be on is the one for people who will never be forgotten. It's not for those with the most money, but those who have helped the most people. Have the construction plans for both new plants been finalized?
Everything's settled, building a factory from scratch. The employee shareholding system copies our Oregon headquarters model entirely.
Will frontline workers accept this shareholding plan?
Everyone approves. I've worked on the production line myself. I know how tough every job is. After talking through everything, they're willing to trust me.
You eat meals and pull overtime shifts alongside them. Carry crates together. Hands-on companionship means far more than empty lectures.
You've rarely come to the office lately?
I plan to gradually step back and hand management over to the younger generation.
I can take charge of all company operations. You can focus on your fossil research without worry.
I am observing these patterns, imagining how they ran when they were alive. I wonder, 10,000 years from now, will people hold magnifiers looking at our bones, seeing how hard we strived and supported each other throughout our lives? Seeing how hard we strived and supported each other throughout our lives.
Claire, we still need 200 more boxes of honey gifts from last week's order. There'll be a Jew-Child Yenjo group coming to town next week. Can you deliver the goods on time?
We will open to an extra shift on the Asim line. I will ask the Chinarive to send a piece out. The rest will be delivered early tomorrow morning. No delays.
Thanks to you for revitalizing this wasteland. Now crowds of tourists come here every weekend to visit the fossil camp and pick fruits.
I just don't want to disappoint Mr. Bankrist and the land he left behind.
Miss Claire, many parents asked if we can launch long-term weekend small classes after last week's research, anchoring a Tech-Tivate. We will calculate the budget this afternoon, recruit 2 more instructors, and order relevant tools from manufacturers in Portland. By the way, Smithsonian called before and invited you to join a national tour speech. I declined it as you requested before. Have they contacted me again ever since?
They only called once.
Aren't you attracted by this opportunity at all? I will refuse full-time, long-term speeches. But I may accept it if I only go out for 2 months every year. I want to tell the story of this wasteland. Everyone will be touched by your story. I can contact them right away to confirm whether they can accept your plan. No matter how far I go, this wasteland that I rebuilt with my own hands will always be my home. This wasteland that I rebuilt with my own hands will always be my home. In the spring of the 16th year, after long hesitation, I finally accepted the invitation from the Smithsonian Institution. I spend 2 months every year on speaking tours and devote the rest of my time to this farm and my company. We always assume heritage only refers to houses, land, and stocks left by ancestors. But the true heritage is the courage passed down from them. My father left me a wasteland, and I turned it into a warm home. Each of you owns your own wasteland. It may be small, worthless, and dismissed as useless by others. But if you are willing to squat down and dig up the soil, you will find what lies beneath. It is not fossils, but your unyielding heart.
Mrs. Bankark, my father also left me a wasteland in Montana. Nothing grows there, and I have no idea what I should do.
Go and stay there for a period of time. Try to understand it first. Once you truly know the land, you will find the answer naturally.
The light in her eyes is exactly the same as the spark I had when I unearthed my first fossil in the barn years ago. It was the autumn of the 18th year, and I went to Florida. Not for work, but to see Philip. He lived in this trailer park, surviving on odd jobs and welfare checks. I brought blueberry preserves and honey from my company and set them on his table. He said no thank you, yet he did not turn me away either.
Claire, I've been thinking about what Father once said. He said you were more like him than I am. Now I finally understand. He never gave up, and neither do you. Aaron and I gave up long ago when we were little. We always knew Father would back us up, so we never needed to fight hard. But you had no one to fall back on. That's why you had to keep pushing forward, no matter what.
It was the first time he had spoken to me without hostility. I had no idea how to reply. I simply nodded my head. When I was leaving, he just stood at the door without saying goodbye. The sunlight was blinding as I walked out of the trailer park. I looked back over my shoulder, and he was still standing there. I waved to him, but he did not respond. Yet it didn't matter anymore, because finally, I was no longer the adopted daughter who longed for his response. I waved to him, but he did not respond. I am sitting on the porch of the farmhouse, writing these words. The blueberry bushes outside the window have grown tall. Miguel's daughter is picking berries among them, and her basket is half full.
Aunt Claire, look!
I gave her a thumbs up, and she ran away with a smile. I bowed my head and keeps your sis. I thought of my father, his last words to me spoken in a hospital board, but right here in this farmhouse. I would adopt it after second year. He batting vajik at land, journey to the distant grassland and shore.
Claire, there is nothing here. But you can plant something and wait for it to grow.
Back then I didn't understand. I thought he meant crops. Now I know. He meant hope. It took me years to plant this hope. It grew slower than I expected, but far stronger. It needs no fertilizer, no greenhouse, no meticulous care. It only needs me to stay here, to never leave, to never give up. In the distance, a truck drove down the dirt road, raising clouds of dust. It was delivering raw materials to the factory. As it passed the farmhouse, the driver honked. I lifted my hand in response. That honk was a greeting, and also a confirmation. Confirmation that I was still here, that everything was as it should be.
There is nothing here, but you can plant something.
The wind chime on the porch rang. It was a handmade gift from Miguel's mother, crafted from recycled blueberry can lids. Its tone was harky yet lingering. The wind blew in gusts, and the chime rang again and again. I leaned back in the rocking chair and closed my eyes. Enough. This life is enough. Not because I have finished everything I wanted to do, but because I know I do not have to.
Some things will be carried on by others. Miguel and the little girl with the blueberry basket. They will take over. Keep planting, keep waiting, and keep harvesting. Fossils remain buried underground for tens of thousands of years. We may dig for many more years, and it does not matter even if we can never dig them all. Leave some surprises for future generations. Let them know that beneath this land were not only dire wolf bones, but also the unveiling story of an adopted daughter. The wind died down. I opened my eyes and watched the sunset sinking low, dyeing the entire grassland amber, the exact color of the fossils. I stood up and walked into the house.
Auntie, taste this. I picked it from the tallest bush.
I took a bite. It was sweet.